1 week now, we've seen the pictures of a country literally torn up and heard heartbreaking stories of personal tragedy and loss. Typhoon Haiyan has caused disaster, devastation, and now decay in the Philippines. Today, officials drastically raised the official number of dead from 2,300 to more than 3,600. And we now know that 55 Canadians are unaccounted for. We simply don't know if they're okay because phone and power lines are still down in the areas hardest hit. But tonight, there is a glimmer of good news for survivors. Aid is finally starting to get to the millions of people who desperately need food, water, and medicine. That's where we begin our coverage tonight with Chris Brown, who's now back in Cebu. Chris.
Wendy, the aid agencies in Tacloban face enormous logistical challenges. We met one Canadian woman who's just starting her work. Food has arrived in Tacloban, so in a way, this huge lineup stretching almost a kilometer is a sign of progress.
Rice, water.
These people told us they've queued for 3 hours to get 3 kilograms of rice, 2 cans of sardines, noodles, and bottled water. Providing clean water to drink is a priority, and it's what's brought Canadian Julie Colgan here.
It's absolutely horrific. I've never seen anything like this before. You become a family for the 3 weeks that you're here.
Colgan is with GlobalMedic. She says they've just established a purification device on the outskirts of town that cleans 40 liters of water a minute.
The water is very dirty with E. coli, just dirty sediment, sand, and people are bathing in it. They're also using it to drink water, unfortunately, which is making them sick. So that's why water is our #1 goal.
The logistics, though, are daunting. There's no electricity or gasoline, and really, how can you start cleaning water when there are still so many cadavers buried in the rubble and on the streets? Whatever the official death toll suggested by Philippine authorities, scenes like this with 16 bodies and bags just lying at the side of the road suggest there are a great many more to be counted. Across from City Hall, we saw the forensics team doing their best to give the dead some names. And yet, amid all of the depressing scenes here, we find someone sounding an optimistic note about this town, the local mayor. He told us that perhaps within a month, people might be able to do things like shop and buy food in the stores again.
This is a time wherein we have people want to hear words of encouragement. We want to stay away from depression. We want to stay away, even though it is realistic. But, it starts from dreams. You start dreaming and, people now will start putting that into their thoughts from their dreams and making action.
The hundreds of thousands of desperate souls who live here will hope he's right. In the time we were in Tacloban, the airport had started to receive aid flights 24 hours a day, and now that there is more food coming into the city, the security situation is also improving. Wendy.
So, Chris, on the point of security, what has changed?
Well, we did hear a lot of reports about anarchy and lawlessness in Tacloban, but I can tell you as we drove through the city after dusk, even after the curfew, we did see a lot of checkpoints. There were a lot of soldiers there. They were keeping things fairly calm, it seemed, and every day more and more police and soldiers are coming into that city. Wendy.
Thanks so much, Chris. Chris Brown in Cebu, where it's now Saturday.